Hello, my name is Justin Adams, and welcome to my October reviews, motherfuckers. I love movies. It's pretty obvious. I guess that's not entirely true since I'm spending most of my time watching bad movies, but I do. I love all movies, good, bad, and even the movies that are so good they're bad or the so bad that they're good. Movies have a very special place in my heart, especially movies that talk about movies that have little in jokes about movies itself. My favorite things about those kinds of movies is that it's always a good satire. There's so much room for jokes. Some people call it tacky and lazy to quote and reference movies nonstop, but look at Seth Rogen. He's a prime example of doing all of that right. For Phantom of the Megaplex, I can't say that they do it right, but I can say they at least tried. A little. Not really. Sort of. Kind of. Not really. I liked this one. I actually really enjoyed this one as a kid. Just like Halloween Town 2. I really enjoyed it, but now that I'm grown up, I can't help but see its flaws, and boy do they stick out. So without further ado, let's move on with The Phantom of the Megaplex. This movie starts off with clips featuring the original Phantom of the Opera, which this movie is very loosely based off of. During our main character, Pete Riley, played by Taylor Handley, explains that movies are awesome and that they're going to be a central role throughout the entire movie. Pete is an assistant manager at his monster megaplex that holds 26 screens. During the most important night of his whole career, strange things start happening involving the Phantom of the Megaplex. During the time, Pete also has to deal with bullies, a girl he's trying to impress, and his two little siblings. One is his little brother, Brian Riley, played by Jacob Smith, who is persistent that everything that's happening around the theater is being done by the infamous Phantom. The other is his little sister, Karen, who is a year older than Brian, who wants to see a new horror movie with her friends, but ends up getting sucked into the mystery with her brothers. Throughout, the three run around trying to figure out who the Phantom is, while Pete's manager, Sean, played by Rich Hutchman, keeps getting kidnapped by said Phantom, which isn't too much of a buzzkill because throughout the whole movie he's just being a dick boss just to be a dick boss. Sure, he wants everything to go perfect and is worried a lot, but that doesn't mean you need to put it on your hard-working young staff, dude. They're just trying to help. For example, he tells Pete, his best worker, that if anything goes wrong, he's personally going to put the blame on him. See what I mean? I'm glad the Phantom is targeting him. Or at least, I won't get to that yet. Almost everyone in the staff has some sort of trait rhymed with their names. I don't remember which ones, nor could keep up with all of them because there were so many. But the only one that really stuck out the most was Movie Mason. And the only reason why it stuck out the most was because it's played by Mickey Rooney. Yeah, Mickey Rooney. At first I was just thinking about Mickey Rourke. But then I was like, no, Mickey Rourke is the hideous what not to do when you want plastic surgery. If you don't know who Mickey Rooney is, look him up. He's old. He was great though. Not in this, but in another time. He used to own the theater, but now just pretends he works there. He knows he doesn't, and the workers know he doesn't, but he still acts like he does, and they still act like he kind of does. They laugh at it. They just laugh at this dude's insanity, and they're just like, whatever. And so there's this huge premiere that's going to happen at the Megaplex, the first ever, in fact. And the director and the star are going to show up. Ooh. The owner wants everything to be perfect. The manager is trying to make things perfect, while the assistant manager is actually making everything perfect. I think that's reality right there. While little mishaps begin to happen, such as popcorn machines are overflowing, gumballs are flying all over the place, making people slip and fall, and the movie screens keep on messing up. Pete's trying to keep it cool and all together and make the best out of every single shitty situation. But the reoccurring theme of the movie is that the hijinks are based off of the movies that are playing in the movie. Did you catch that? So one is called Fade to Black, and so the lights keep fading to black. Seriously, that's how much time they thought about this shit. Okay, fine. After Pete and the kids find Sean tied up, Sean automatically accused Movie Mason because he fired him earlier that day, even though he doesn't really work there. I'm pretty sure he lives there too. But anyway, Sean fired him for talking to the customers too much, and so that gives everyone liable cause to think that Movie Mason probably did it. But the kids, Brian and Karen, know for sure that Movie Mason would never do anything like that because he's a lover of movies. He used to own the place. He has no reason to. Blah, blah, blah. He's just a stupid old guy. I realize an ongoing thing that these Disney Channel originals are doing. It's mostly in every single mystery flick or every single horror movie. They always have these strange, or Scooby-Doo episode, they always have these strange characters that want you to believe that they did it, but it's so obvious because of how much attention they're giving that character that it's not them at all. It's annoying, it's tacky, and it's super repetitive, at least with these Disney Channel originals, these DCOMs. But the kids go to Movie Mason's basement and find Phantom of the Opera posters. Before they can accuse the old man for doing it, he pops up and gives a very long explanation that basically goes like this. I didn't do it. Thank you. That's all we needed. Not all that other I love movie shit. And trust me, I do too. But if I'm getting accused for doing a bunch of annoying things, I would just say no instead of bullshitting for a minute. I take that back, I would bullshit too. So then Brian and Karen believe that it's the projection guy because in one theater something is being played on loop and it's this thing that's telling everyone it's just a evil thing that's fucking up in the theater. They go to the projectionist, and as they accuse him, the Phantom appears downstairs and causes more shenanigans. Whoa! And oh wait, did I mention that the kid's mom and boyfriend have a subplot where the kids want the boyfriend to propose? No, that's kind of unneeded. But they keep talking about it, and I think the movie thinks that this is something that drives the whole story because they keep going back to it. It's not important. I'm not even going to talk about it. So after saving Sean again from being kidnapped yet again, they start the premiere. But of course, everything goes wrong. Inflatable dragon starts attacking everyone, and so Pete gets a sword and kills it. He just sliced the inflatable dragon. We then see the Phantom running away. Pete grabs onto them, taking off the mask, revealing it's Sean, the manager. What? That's right. The manager was doing all of this. The guy that kept on getting kidnapped. Why? Oh, so he can get the theater owner's attention. No, not Mickey Rooney, the current movie theater owner. I know, it's stupid and pointless. And so the movie ends with the kids becoming better friends and better brothers and sisters. Pete realizes that work isn't always the main thing, and Sean gets his own movie deal. The end. Whew. Okay. If I had glasses, this would be my moment where I take them off, and then with my thumb and my index finger, slightly massage the upper nose. This movie sucks. This was really hard to get through. Now, what brings this movie down is because it's not really the premise, because the premise is actually okay. It's mainly the writing and the acting. Holy shit, does this movie have some cheap, bad acting and some awful writing. I wish I could say that the story sucked, but it actually doesn't. Something I like about the movie is that it's a total homage to old movies, but that becomes a good thing and a bad thing. It's cool that we're following kids who are major movie buffs, but for some movie buffs, they can barely even sit down and watch a movie. I know that there are a lot of things going on, but it seems like they didn't even want to see these movies, but they talked about how badly they wanted to see them. I don't know, I could be nitpicking. The main character isn't horrible, but the acting of Taylor Hanley is pretty fucking bad, or at least pretty generic Disney Channel acting. The kid is so bland and everything that comes out of his mouth is exposition. He's really only there to save the day and explain what's happening. As for the brother and sister, they're probably the best parts. I say probably because I guess I can say that if this movie has anything going for it, I guess it would be them. Sure, the brother's acting gets annoying, and it does get pretty annoying, but when he's paired up with the sister, they were kind of good. Some nice chemistry, but overall, this movie's stupid as shit. The plot twist isn't even a plot twist because it makes no fucking sense, and the movie wastes what could have been a good premise. This movie actually reminded me a lot of that Nancy Drew computer game, about that theater. I don't remember what it was called, but I remember it was a lot more entertaining than this shit. You guys remember those computer games? Those Nancy Drew computer games? My brother really, really liked those. Those were fun. At least I would watch them. I couldn't really play them. I didn't have the concentration. I did play... Okay, this is getting too into it. Guys, that's what I think about Phantom of the Megaplex. What do you think about it? Let me know in the comment section. Like, subscribe, blah, blah, blah. Yes.